Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about a drama film called Virgin Mountain from 2015. Enjoy your viewing. The film begins with the main character, a guy named Fuzi, who works as a baggage handler at the airport. He walks along, dragging not only the weight of his years and emotional baggage, but also banal trolleys with suitcases. In the next scene, he is about to eat chocolate balls with milk. At the same time, his mother is preparing sandwiches for tomorrow's work shift. The next day brings another monotonous job of loading and unloading luggage. Fuzi spends his free time playing games. Another scene shows the boy in a toy store, where he buys a new radio-controlled all-terrain vehicle. The hero carries it home, and on the way, a neighbor girl asks him who he is carrying the toy for, but he has no answer. When Fuzi opens the door, he finds his mother doing something adult. To avoid further embarrassment, he goes out to test the car in the snowy street. Then the neighbor girl reappears. Convinced that his mother's lover has left, the boy returns home. In the evening, while his mother is doing her friend's hair, Fuzi goes to visit Morur, with whom he plays games. One of Morur's sons wants to play with them, but the father forbids it, saying that these games are not for children. After the game, the adults relax, discussing the latest news, including what Fuzi saw when he caught his mother playing adult games. The conversation turns to hypnotists, who can erase shocking memories. The next morning, while shoveling a light Scandinavian snow, Fuzi notices Rolf wandering around his desk, touching the toy figures without permission. Fuzi goes inside to ask him not to. The man responds by advising him to pay more attention to real life, rather than his toys. In particular, he recommends finding a girlfriend on the internet. At work, colleagues are talking about Fuzi behind his back. They take away his headphones to ask him questions about his personal life. He literally walks away from the answer. Then the irritated bullies throw the headphones at his back. In the next scene, a guy in a cafe is ordering food. After dinner, Fuzi sits in his car by the river, listening to the heavy rock on the radio he ordered from the DJ. It's Fuzi's birthday, and his stepfather presents him with a cowboy hat and a certificate for a dance lesson, where he can warm up and meet new people. At work, Fuzi is called in by his boss to discuss a delicate issue. Are his colleagues bullying him? Despite their open hostility, the hero does not give anyone away. Returning home, he finds a neighborhood girl on the stairs. She has lost her keys and cannot get home. The guy invites the child to his house to feed her. After a pie and milk, the girl plays with his collectible figures and board game models until her father returns. In the evening, his mother takes Fuzi to a dance, despite his reluctance to go. When he gets to the hall, the hero timidly enters, where other students have already gathered. After watching them have fun, Fuzi turns around and leaves. He sits in the car and passes the time listening to the radio and talking on the phone while light snow slowly falls outside the window. As he waits for the dance to end, he notices a lonely girl who is the last to leave. The girl named Sion approaches his car through the snow and asks for a ride home. On the way, she tries to talk to him, but the shy Fuzi has little experience in social interaction and is very reluctant to answer. He confesses that he was supposed to go to the dance, but didn't dare. His traveling companion invites him to the next class, and he awkwardly agrees. In the afternoon, Fuzi discusses tank models with Morur. Rolf asks how the dance class went. The old man asks him to show him what he learned, but Fuzi's strange answers make it clear to the adults that he hasn't been to any dances. After a hard day's work, his colleagues tease him again, forcing him into the shower to wash. Fuzi is coloring figurines when a neighborhood girl rings the doorbell. She invites him to come over, as she has no other friends in the neighborhood because they have recently moved here. Fuzi hesitates for a long time, but finally agrees. In the bathroom, the girl asks the hero why he doesn't have a wife. She believes that he is just shy, even though her father calls him a loser. Going to a dance in the evening, the hero promises his mother to bring a blowtorch from work. He needs it to make a French dessert. At his first dance lesson, Fuzi not only diligently repeats the moves as the teacher instructs, but also looks at Sion intently. After class, they go for a walk together. The hero invites the girl to his favorite coffee shop, where he visits every Friday. Then they go to his favorite place on the beach, where Fuzi, taking advantage of his friendship with the DJ, orders her favorite song on the radio. The song makes a favorable impression on the girl, although the guy is shy. Finally, Sion invites him to tea, but he refuses, saying that he does not drink this noble drink. After dropping off his girlfriend and driving away, Fuzi realizes that he has lost his chance to have fun. He goes back to the girl's house and rings the doorbell to get some milk instead of tea. During a casual one-sided conversation, the girl asks him where he works, telling him that she loves to travel. The hero responds modestly, not knowing how to maintain a friendly conversation, but returns home smiling happily. After bringing a promised blowtorch home from work, Fuzi is in the kitchen heating up a French dessert. His mom's friends discuss his recent late returns, implying that he had a date. At work, one of his co-workers asks him to see what happened to the car. As Fuzi tries to help, the colleague apologizes for his prank in the shower and invites him to a party on Saturday. However, his remorse is more likely caused by the fact that his boss asked uncomfortable questions during the visit. Fuzi talks to Morur and discusses his recent date with him. However, Morur scares him by saying that the dating period is the most terrible time for a man, because he has to constantly think of ways to surprise a girl. Rolf's words do not give Fuzi peace of mind. Knowing about Sion's passion for traveling, he decides to take a decisive step. Fuzi goes to a travel agency to buy a ticket to a warm land where the sun always shines. Feeling that this could be something special, he wants to share this news with Sion, so he goes to the flower shop where she worked. But there he finds out that she has already quit. Feeling an urgent need to see her, Fuzi waits outside her house. When Sion returns from his work on a garbage truck, he rings the doorbell, hoping to talk to her. However, she angrily slams the door on him. Despite this, Fuzi persists in ringing the bell again and says that he doesn't care where she works, because the main thing is her presence. His sincerity surprises the girl. Fuzi invites Sion on a trip to Egypt. She skeptically asks if he has booked one room or two separate rooms, hinting that their relationship can only remain friendly. On Saturday, Fuzi accepts an invitation from his colleagues to a party that starts with a game of paintball and then continues at the apartment. There, things turn wild with alcohol and a guest dancer. When the guys try to pay the girl for a night with Fuzi, he refuses, but they force him into the bedroom. Using his physical superiority, Fuzi manages to get out of this situation. In doing so, he pushes away those who bullied him and even strikes his main enemy. The next morning, suffering from a hangover, Fuzi asks his mother to call his work and call in sick. Fuzi goes out into the fresh air to calm down. He meets a neighborhood girl who invites him to play. However, he refuses, planning a trip to the bay. The girl asks to go with him, but quickly loses interest in the harsh beauty of Scandinavian nature and asks to return home. There, the police are waiting for them, called by the girl's worried father. He calls Fuzi bad names and forbids her to approach his daughter. At the police station, Fuzi explains the situation, saying that they were just playing. The police find no evidence of criminal intent and release him. Later in the evening, Fuzi goes to a dance in a suit, hoping to see Sion, but she is not there. After class, he drives to her house, but does not dare to go in, and instead watches from his car. The next day, he goes for a ride with the children in the radio-controlled car. Local children approach him, and he lets a boy try to drive it. However, when the child's mother notices that he is playing with Fuzi, who is suspected of a terrible crime, she calls her son home. Confused and upset, Fuzi returns to the Sion house. He breaks a window and gets inside. The apartment is in disarray, and Sion is locked in the closet. When he tries to talk to her, she responds by asking him to leave. Fuzi almost obeys, but the cat forces him to stay. After feeding the animal, he stays the night, falling asleep on the couch in front of the TV. In the morning, Fuzi prepares breakfast and leaves it by the closet door. After cleaning up, he is about to leave, but notices that no one has eaten breakfast. Deciding that he needs to help, Fuzi takes a day off work and returns to Sion to replace the broken glass. He stays with her, studying recipes and cooking, trying to get her to talk. Sion admits that she missed work and is afraid of getting fired. So Fuzi goes to the dump to talk to her boss, offering to work her shifts for her. When Fuzi returns with a large bouquet of flowers, he goes to see Sion and calms her down, helping her up from her knees. He washes her in the bathroom, makes sure she eats, and gently covers her with a blanket before she goes to bed. At the landfill, the other workers look at Fuzi with suspicion at first, but eventually they see his diligence and invite him to the bar after work to watch a soccer game. When he returns home, Fuzi finds his mother, who has been dumped by her lover, upset. She hints that her son deserves better than dating a garbage collector. She insists that he break up with Sion. On his next visit, Fuzi sees Sion trying to do some repairs while listening to music. He takes her out to a cafe. Afterwards, they take a drive around the city, stopping at a pastry shop that Sion wants to turn into her own flower shop. After finishing his last shift at the landfill, Fuzi goes to a party with his new co-workers. Now he feels more confident and happy when joking around. When he returns to Sion, she is happy to see him, and they spend the night together. In the morning, they go dancing together. Fuzi is dressed in more casual clothes, and he looks confident and even cheerful. Sion suggests that they reconsider the trip they talked about earlier and move in together. However, Fuzi cannot leave his mother alone. This disappoints Sion, who thinks he is still hiding under his mother's skirt. Disappointed, she leaves. Fuzi, determined to change her life, breaks down her play table, puts the figurines in a box, and takes them to a neighborhood girl. Her father accepts the gift and apologizes to Fuzi for his suspicions about him. Fuzi moves her things to Sion's apartment with Marur, but she has a nervous breakdown. She is sure that she's making a mistake by moving in with him. Fuzi has no choice but to bring her things back home. Upset and confused, he sits in his room among the boxes, feeling like all his hopes have been dashed. Looking out the window at the snowstorm, Fuzi realizes that caring for Sion has helped him forget his former solitary world. At the airport, he looks at the happy tourists flying to distant countries or returning home. With new emotions, he returns to the old confectionery shop, where he and Marur renovate it. When he's finished tidying up the shop, the hero leaves the key to it along with a note in the mailbox. A truck with a trailer of trolleys with luggage is slowly moving along the concrete airfield, but Fuzi is watching from above, from the boarding corridor. He and the other passengers are preparing to embark on a journey to a strange and distant country. The runway flashes by in the window, and the plane is picking up speed faster and faster. Fuzi is out of his comfort zone, severing ties with the past and discovering something new. If you have watched the video so far, you should know that I am happy to have viewers like you. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klonsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.